Can you hear it? Is it loud?
I can't hear it. You're good.
Good. Excellent. Okay, so I guess we'll get started for our first live interview with Dana White from my small business interview, supporting women's businesses. And so I'm going to introduce you just quickly, Dana, okay?
Sounds good.
So Dana's the founder. Yeah, I have notes in my phone. I can't remember anything. Oh, it's Krista. Hi, Krista. Dana is the founder of the all-women's group, Jersey Women Strong, whose mission is to empower women to improve their own well-being through fitness and exercise while strengthening local communities through philanthropic outreach and volunteerism. And Jersey Women Strong is located in northern New Jersey, and she'll tell us all about that group. She is also has a 30-day program called Body Fit 30, and her coaching and blog is called The Unweighted Project. And tonight we're going to talk about all of your programs and what you've got going on, because I know you have a new program starting on August 10th, right?
I do, which I'm super excited about. So thank you, first of all, for inviting me to be here with you in your Facebook group. I love to see how it's grown over the past year or so. I don't even know how long you've actually had the group, but it's grown quite a bit. And and I love it. So were you going to retell the story of how we met? Or
so you heard that video, right? So I'm a media specialist in elementary school, and Dana, two children went to the elementary school, so I was their teacher, and her friend said, you need to go volunteer in the library, because I needed volunteers, right? So she came to the library, and I was like, who is this? Like, she's on the quiet side. So I didn't know how to read her, and I knew she was really sporty because she just started a running group, and a bunch of the moms who volunteered for me, who I was friendly with, were like, you have to join. I was like, I've never run in my whole entire life. And they're like, we haven't either. We don't get off the couch, blah, blah, blah. But now we're running 5Ks. And I was like, okay, I waited 2 seasons, I think, or at least 1 season to start. So then here's this woman that they're telling me is so inspirational and is changing their lives. And now she's volunteering and she's quiet. So I'm like, I get nervous with new volunteers until I get to know them. And so I didn't know how to read her. And then after a couple times, months, I was like, oh, she's really cool. And we became friends, and I joined the group. And then I'd be all nervous going to the practices because I'm really not that sporty or athletic. But it's okay. You don't have to be. And and that's how we met, really, because she was my library volunteer.
I was, and I am kind of quiet. And I was really nervous to volunteer in the library. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone.
That's so funny. So, it's no big deal. You can't mess it up. Don't worry.
Reading all those 2 decimal system numbers, it was like a flashback and all of that. And, having to work with the kids, and
I feel like
all of you teachers.
A class and a half. Didn't you volunteer? And I had 2 full classes at once.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids.
There was 38 kids or something, right?
Yeah.
And all we could do was basically check out books because there was so many. That was funny.
Very busy. Yeah. So that's how we met, and we turned you into a runner. You ran a 5K. And
it was the picture earlier. I was like, I woke up this morning, I have to find that picture. I was so proud of myself, even though I don't remember my time, but it was I could have walked it at the same time. Okay.
That's all right. It doesn't matter. It's not about time. But, you say you're not sporty, but I don't think people need to be sporty. It's a misconception. They look at runners and they think, runners are sporty, or they've been running their entire life. And really, I would say the majority of our runners on the running group started running later in life, or maybe they did some form of athletics when they were in, elementary or high school, and then took a long break, had kids, and then wanted to get back in shape. So we have people, in fact, I can think of a good handful of our recent members who picked up running in their 50s. So, we definitely have people from all ranges of life, all different experiences in life, never played a sport to very athletic. But I think we find that common ground, and specifically our beginner program really can take someone from the couch to doing a 5K. So it's Couch to 5K was a program that started several years ago, and we've kind of provided a little bit of a different training program when it comes to that. It's about 8 weeks long, our 5K program that we do, and we do that several times a year. And then what's happened is our group has just kind of grown from that. So we started with 25 women in 2012, and we're now over 180 women.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
180 women, and ranging in age from late 20s to mid 60s. You know, all walks of life, some moms, some not moms, some dog moms, some cat moms, you know, grandparents. So we kind of have it all. And it's been great. I think we're unique in the sense of we're the only all women's group in the area, number one. And then we do have a strong community outreach component. So we give people lots of opportunities to volunteer. We link up with several organizations throughout Bergen County and in New York as well. So that's a big part of our group.
What's I have a few things I want to add, but what's your favorite like fundraiser that you do? We've just touched on, I mean, there's so many. There's some really like you should feel proud.
I know. We've done some pretty cool ones over the years. I mean, yearly we do the turkey fundraiser. So we raise money and then purchase the Thanksgiving meals for Center for Hope and Safety, which used to be Shelter Our Sisters. So we do that each year, and that started out, I think we've been doing that, we've been since 2012. So we've been doing that, I think, since 2013. And we started out literally with like just the turkeys, and we were collecting like cash at the duck pond, like going to buy the turkeys. And now we have grown to, the campaign is huge, and we raise enough to provide 125 full meals. So the turkeys, the sides, we give every person a gift card, and we do everything from start to finish. So we collect the money, we place the order through ShopRite, we meet the delivery truck. We're not there to actually hand them out just because of confidentiality.
Right.
But that's a huge fundraiser for us. This past year we did our first 5K for the women, and that benefits the Women's Rights Information Center. So that was really awesome. I don't know what's going to happen with our 5K this year because of COVID, but that was really neat. We've done some great shopping nights. That was for Oasis. So there's been a lot of things. And then we also work with Project Kind, which is a homeless outreach based out of Newark. So, and then lots of other little things in between. And I just saw someone ask if I run with Mike and Carissa. I don't run with them, but they're good friends. Yes, we've become friends with them because we participate, of course, in the Women's Distance Festival 5K. We've been with them since, I believe, 2013 as well. And this year we had, I think, over 150 people participate in their virtual 5K to help raise funds for the Center for Safety and Change based in Rockland County.
Krista is friends with Krista and Mike.
Oh, okay, awesome.
It's like I knew them through my friend Krista, and then you were connected to them, and then
gotcha.
So
okay, awesome.
So I'm touching on Jersey Women Strong for just a minute. We are northern New Jersey, so and it sounds from me like how I told you I never was really a runner. I followed your program like to the T, like whatever you told me to run that week. I really did run. I was very motivated. I was going to do it. But I feel like when you talk about all this, like it could sound intimidating. So I just want the person who's never run or never been part of a group like this to not be intimidated and know that like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Because it might, I know that sometimes when you're brand new and you show up at the duck pond and you don't know anybody, or people maybe wouldn't take that step because I know I felt intimidated, and I knew a handful of people just from my job and from time. But just know that you can be any level.
Absolutely. And one interesting thing, and I guess sort of a bright light out of the COVID thing, was for our last two groups, we've had the virtual option. So we've had people to be able to do it instead of meeting at the duck pond. And we did have, small groups meeting at the duck pond, but we also had the virtual option. And I think people really liked that as well, because we would still do our group stretch and warm up on Zoom, but then people would do the workout themselves, and then they wouldn't feel like, even though they really don't have to feel like they're going to hold people up, I think they felt less intimidated to do it that way. So that was a nice bonus with that. So, but like when I say we have all ability levels, like we really have all ability levels.
And there's a walking group too. So,
absolutely.
People walk. And what's impressive is that people start to make groups and meet up. If like Saturday morning doesn't work for them, I know that they'll be like Ramsey 5 p.m. and and people make small groups to work out as well. So that's really nice. So you have a coaching group starting.
I do. So I've been in the health and fitness industry. Really, I mean, my undergraduate degree was in exercise science, and then I actually went back to school, and I'm a licensed physical therapist as well, although I'm not practicing anymore. But I've been pretty much coaching my whole life. I started as a swim coach. I was a swimmer my whole life. I swam in college, and then kind of coached through every age group. And a little bit later in life, I sort of went back to the basic fitness stuff. I became a certified personal trainer and spin instructor, and just kind of started again with like the running coaching. And I had private clients. There's an ambulance done by. I started working with private clients at the gym, and it just sort of progressed into doing group training, and then I went back and got a nutrition coaching certification. So I'm now a certified nutrition coach through Precision Nutrition, and I'm working on my level 2. It's a little bit different. I'm not a licensed dietitian or nutritionist, so I'm not someone who works with people who are working with specific medical conditions, and I think that's really important for people to understand, because I work very closely with dietitians, and I refer out to dietitians for people that have specific needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of people in the fitness industry doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing, and in the nutrition industry. So, when you're looking for someone, you have to make sure that you're looking for someone that is doing what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it. So my nutrition is, it's nutrition coaching. So it's kind of working on your nutrition habits, your life habits, and accountability, and how you can make your environment more conducive to being successful with nutrition and fitness. So, so the Unweighted Project is kind of the name I came up with for my coaching in general and for my blog.
Mm-hmm.
And within that, I do some individual nutrition coaching, but I also do group coaching programs. And I've typically done 8 to 12 week programs throughout this past year. But this time I'm doing a 30-day program. It's COVID. It's hard to commit to big, long things right now. So I'm doing a 30-day program. And we're basically just going to focus on nutrition and your habits and how you sort of live your daily life and what you can do to set yourself up for success in your nutrition and in your fitness. So there's no meal plans, but we do talk about, how you can kind of arrange your meals and how you can arrange your house and your kitchen and your workouts and things like that. So that's starting August 10th.
August 10th. And so after this, I'll post like all your links and stuff in social media, so people, if they want to read more about it or join, they can.
Yeah.
I know we'll be watching this after, because I know a lot of people who couldn't come on. And then also you're going to give one of these away.
Yes, I'm going to give away a registration for my coaching program.
Yeah. One membership.
Yes, one. Okay. Yeah, so just, registration for the 30-day program. So the 30-day program is $97.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to give one away. We'll pop the form in here. And I also have a free just general coaching group on Facebook. It's a private Facebook group for women. And we do all kinds of stuff in there. So right now during the month of August, we're doing a bingo, and it's kind of like a self-care bingo, but it's a ton of fun. People really love this. I've done it two or three other times, and it gets pretty competitive, but it's also a fun way to kind of keep yourself accountable and pick a daily task. And we give away some great prizes. We're giving away actually a 30-minute virtual closet clean out with Lynn. So I'm excited about that. And in general, I usually do like a weekly challenge. I post motivational tips. I post recipes every Wednesday.
I think you were working this morning at 6:30.
Yes, and that's the other bonus.
From bed, and I was like, oh no. And she's like, okay, I'm setting up outside. I was like,
so if you're looking for a workout, so every Monday and Friday, just about each week at 6 a.m., I do a live Facebook. It's a 30-minute workout on Mondays and a 15 to 20-minute workout on Fridays. And you can either do it live or you can just watch the replay in the group. So if you're not going to your gym anymore, or if you just prefer to work out at home, there's probably 30 videos in there already, and you get new fresh stuff each week. So I would love to have people hop over in the group and just join the group for free. No strings
Yeah, it's
attached.
great. I know I'm participating in bingo, but I wasn't really thinking strategy. I was just like, what did I do today? But now I have to go back and look at my bingo board.
Yeah.
Like, I will, whatever.
Yeah.
Meditate for 4 hours today. That's not exactly what's on it, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
It's all fun stuff. It's all
It
fun.
is.
What else? If you had like one tip for people, what would it be?
One, like fitness, nutrition.
Whatever you can pick.
Honestly, my biggest tip is don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
I think in general, and that's really one thing, and this probably isn't the same tip I would have said even 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. I mean, I've definitely progressed, and I think sometimes that's the advantage too of working with someone who's done a lot of these things. And not only like have I done a lot of stuff to improve my coaching, but I've done a lot of these like crazy diets too. So I have the experience of, hey, this sounds like the greatest thing ever. I'm going to jump on it and I'm going to lose a few pounds and then sort of see what happens on the other side and why it didn't or did work. So, but I think people can, I don't know, I think they can really help themselves by just going a little easier on themselves. And, if you have a meal that maybe isn't perfect or doesn't fit into whatever your typical nutrition is, that doesn't mean that the next 50 meals have to follow. Like it doesn't undo everything, and I think people think it does. That one meal, I'm off and I've ruined everything, but it doesn't. And if you can kind of just take a pause, even while you're having that binge or that whatever it is, the bag of chips or the pizza or whatever, and just, you know what, I'm okay, I'm human, and it happens, and you just sort of move on, because we all do it, like myself included. So
it's true though, because you just sort of feel like defeated, and then I have to tell myself all the time. So that's great. Yeah. I really do. And I feel like I'm telling other people that all the time too. Like when people are always like, especially my mom friends, like they're so hard on themselves. Like,
it's so hard. And so, and the other thing I would say too, I've really gotten away from like bad foods, good foods.
Yeah.
Like for me, there's really no foods that are like off limits per se. Like, sure, having ice cream every single night maybe isn't the best thing, but it really, depending on what the rest of your day is, like that might be okay for you. So I'm become a fan of like allowing ourselves to eat maybe the things that we enjoy, and if there's things that we enjoy that maybe aren't the best choices, perhaps we can work on that a little bit. But again, I don't like to say like this is a bad food. I hate those labels. I've gotten rid of those labels a lot. So
I see a question.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of one thing you do for a kitchen setup, like a basic suggestion that many people need?
Yeah.
Like you need things to have in the kitchen? Is that? Can you
so,
see that?
I mean, I can just kind of answer this basically like how I'm thinking. I would say my best tip is to put out the stuff that's healthy, like keep it out in front of you. So in other words, like if you enjoy, fruits or whatever, like have that stuff, a lot of times we'll like shove it in the produce drawer, right, and forget about it. So one of the biggest things in habit change is how can we make it obvious? Whatever habit it is, like how can we make it the most obvious? Well, we can make it the most obvious by like having it there and having to walk by it 50 times a day. So chances are when you're hungry, if you're walking in the kitchen and you see that healthy food, and whatever that healthy food is for you that you want to snack on, have it out so that you don't have to think like, how can I make things, less of a thought process? And, the same thing in your refrigerator, like maybe once a week you kind of go through and just get the stuff out that you would prefer to grab, that it's easier to grab ahead of time, and just make it easy. Like that is such a big thing, is like, how can I make this easier, whatever it is that you're sort of working on.
I like that. That's good. And I feel like sometimes when it's in the fridge, you don't see it and it goes bad, and then you're like, oh, I spent all this money.
Yeah. Well, we all do that, right? You stuff like the lettuce. You buy like 4 things of lettuce. You're like, I'm gonna have salad every day, and then we sort of forget about it. So, I mean, I think if you can get that stuff up front and center, and even for the kids, like for those of you that maybe have kids at home still, get that stuff out. Gosh, if they ever get back to school, and they come home from school, like have it out. The healthier stuff maybe have it out already, so they don't have to like dig through the cupboards and find the junk food. So.
Does anybody else have any questions that are on right now?
I know we can't see who's on, but
the way it is.
Yeah.
So I'll just give it like another second. But where can people find you? Because I'll post it, but you can say also your social media.
So for those of you guys that are interested in the running group, jerseywomenstrong.com is our website. I'm also Jersey Women Strong on Instagram, the running group Instagram. Unweightedproject.com is the blog, and I'm working on getting more blog posts up, but that's the name, and then I'm also Unweighted Project on Instagram. So I'd love for you guys to come over and follow, and so that's the basic, and then of course the Facebook group that I mentioned, the coaching Facebook group. So I'd love to have people in there, and just request to join, answer the questions for me, just so I know that you're a human being, and it's all good. So.
I just want to say all your programs are very affordable. So.
Well, I think that's too. I mean, I think that's important as well. I think it should be accessible for everybody. So, and that's one thing. I've been doing a boot camp in the park this summer, and it's been an interesting thing because I'm in some groups with fitness professionals, and I think we should be charging X, and you shouldn't be doing stuff for free, and I mean, I agree that this is my business, this is how I live, but at the same time, I think fitness should be affordable. I don't think it should be out of reach for anyone. So I think that's important. Search out things that fit within your budget, and it should be accessible for everyone. So.
Yeah, it's great. Joan's here. Hi, Joan.
Hi, Joan. Joan, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Joan's fun to run with if anybody joins the group.
She's so fun.
She's hilarious.
She's awesome. She's one of our most dedicated runners, that is for sure.
I know. And she's funny.
She is so
got a good
funny.
sense of humor.
Do you do any groups in Rockland for mature beginners? So we don't have any meetups in Rockland. Our meetups are all in Ridgewood, although like I said, we will have a virtual option for our next beginner 5K program, which will be starting in early September. And a lot of our members right now, because not everyone feels comfortable running together in a group, and although we are socially distanced, we're following all the rules, people still aren't comfortable, and that's fine. Everyone's at a different point with all of this. But we will have the opportunity. Like I said, we do a stretch via Zoom. So, but yeah, we don't have anything in Rockland. I know the Rockland Roadrunners, though. Like if you are set on staying in Rockland, for sure they have some beginner programs. So look them up, Rockland Roadrunners. They always have beginner programs. So check them out if you're looking.
All right. I don't see any other questions. Is there anything you want to add? Anything we didn't talk about?
I don't think so. I guess I would just say, when it comes to your nutrition, I know that there is a lot of information out there. I mean, I guess there's a lot of information out there, whether it's nutrition or fitness. But it's really important to try to just dig through that. There's no one diet that is the answer. You can eat on all of those diets and lose weight. Really what it comes down to is you're just eating a little bit less. That's how you lose weight. It's really like that for like 95% of the people. I mean, yes, you can improve your metabolism, but most people, it's not that. And if it is that, then that's when we want you working with a nutritionist or a dietitian. So most of those diets, they all work the same way. It's because you're eating a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't be a lot less. It shouldn't be drastic. If it feels drastic, think about what are you going to do when this short period of time is over, right? These diets that are like you have to eat X, Y, and Z for however many days. Like, what are you going to do when you have to go back to regular life and regular food? And, so I think that's really important. Keep it simple. You can do this eating food that you like. And that's kind of like my little thing with our 30-day program. It's really for those people who want to lose 5 to 10 pounds in 30 days while they're still eating pizza and wine. That doesn't mean you're eating, a full pizza and a bottle of wine every night,
Right.
but you can still eat pizza and you can still drink wine and you can still lose weight.
Right.
You can, and it's okay.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being my first guest.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Interview series, which I'm going to continue.
Yeah.
You've been an awesome guest. And I will post, after this, I'll post all the social media links with the Google Doc. So if you want to be, if you're interested in like winning that spot in her 30-day program, you're just gonna have to click on the Google Doc and answer like a question. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll do it for like a day or two, Dana, and then you can pick the winner.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so people have time to watch this and get some good tips. And next week I'll be on with Danica Taylor and her Zaya active wear. So I'm excited about that. So we have that to look forward to next week. And that's it.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks, Dana. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.